Well, this is Toe Hill, and we're on the north end of Haida Gwaii. I was raised on Haida Gwaii. It's very sacred in that it's a place where you can walk the beach and just listen to nature. It's just beautiful. You know, when we're taking care of ourselves, part of the taking care of ourselves is being able to be in nature, to be able to put your feet in the water and let the water carry it away, you know.
Frida's someone who puts the victim, the survivor, the client that she's working with at the center. Systems aren't designed typically, you know, for victims and witnesses. And so walking alongside individuals as they go through the justice process and get to the supports they need, that's kind of Frida's real strength. And it's not just a job for Frida, it's a calling.
It's called the Downtown East Side, Skid Row. The Aboriginal people here and the police were about as far apart from each other as two groups could get, and something had to be done.
I met Frida through the Vancouver Police and Native Liaison Society. She was the executive director there. We started working with the people of the Downtown East Side, supporting them in court, in order for me to get out of my shell into the helping field. I think she took me aside and she said, "You're using your head. You have to do it from the heart with the people. They'll see it." I was so empowered by her. And she was very strong-willed for the families of the missing women and then also other victims.
When you're dealing with a victim, whether she's a prostitute on the street of Vancouver, if you treat every person that you deal with as a human being, you'll be surprised how you will be treated.
I've honestly never met a person in my entire 30 years of policing like Frida that has such a wonderful connection with the community and the families that she works with, and is also able to translate that positive relationship over with the police who she's working with.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story.
Frida has just made me more alive to that I have a long way to go in my own personal development, and I think we could all learn something from Frida and how to treat people with love and care.
Frida's drive, I believe, comes from the way she was brought up. She didn't want that to be any part of anybody's life.
Growing up, there was a lot of abuse. There was a lot of mental, emotional. Physical, sexual. I mean, I know that coming into this work, I used a lot of my own personal, what we went through the court system.
There had to be a process, and I think Frida played a big part in helping put something in place that would make it less painful for the family members.
Frida went from the nonprofit agency in the Downtown East Side and joined the public service to support the family members of the missing and murdered women in the Pickton investigation.
Information about the crimes and the police investigation are coming to light.
We went out there and some of the family members were saying, you know, for too long, nobody listened to us, nobody took us seriously. So we're not leaving, we're going to stay here. So they wanted to have some kind of a shelter. So that became our healing tent. That's where families gathered, and Marilyn and I were there 12 hours a day just because families were coming from everywhere.
There's so much trauma in all of this, how she'll pause a meeting, make sure that the family's taken care of. We really follow her cue. The support that she brings to the families, the support that she brings to police is just invaluable.
I think our elders, when they say walk a mile in their moccasins, you know, like you walk with them, feel what their needs are. What is it that they need?
She knows all the families, she knows the children of the victims, she's seen them grow up, and that's a generation we're working with now, you know, giving answers, you know, to the kids.
I got a card from one of the daughters of one of the Pickton's victims, thanking me and saying that she wants to do what I do.
She was a victim, and then she became the helper.
We are going to the last confirmed sighting of Shaylana. My niece is missing, and you know, until Shaylana's home, I would keep fighting.
We need to start honoring our women.
there has to be changes so that there's no more missing and murdered women and girls, that my niece can come back home. Looking back, my legacy would be that when they said, no, you can't do that, saying, no, I am going to, no matter what. Don't take no for an answer. So that's my legacy.